Welcome everybody. We had the IFA 2016 with one of the most interesting products here on the show floor. It's called the Nubia Z11. That's a company, a mother company called ZTE, and they have a brand that's called Nubia that has been producing smartphones for years now, but now we have something that caught our eye and caught everybody's eye. It's called the Z11 with a almost bezel-less screen, and it looks quite amazing. You can see how the display goes to the side and it looks good, and on the side you have a lot of options, like for example you can just check out your different home screens with your different apps on them because you don't have an app drawer. You can select here from the bottom an app that you can actually install to just open up when you go here down from the bottom up or from the top to the bottom. It just worked before, I don't know what's the problem right now. It has the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 820 processor inside, 8 gigs of RAM in the gold edition, gold black edition, which means also 64 gigs of internal memory or 128, but there's also micro SD card slot and a SIM card slot available on the side, so you don't have to worry about internal space with the regular edition, which has 4 gigs of RAM and 32 gigs of internal memory. That does not have this pretty color. It's actually looking like this. So we have there a silver with white combination with the regular Nubia Z11, but the premium edition is called black gold edition here on the right side, which has just more RAM, like for example the OnePlus 3 smartphone. So we have a back button here on the bottom externally of the screen and a settings button on the left side. The home button is still in the middle, where you have the Nubia launch, where you can select multiple apps or two apps to launch or be on the screen at the same time, so you can message and check your pictures, for example, at the same time, or watch a stream on the bottom and do something else on the top, like for example Facebooking. And I really want to show you actually that you can easily open up the calendar if you just go here to the side and do this. Yeah, now I've got it. So I have to really learn the gesture, so it's only just swiping up from the top or the bottom to open up two different apps that you can do. You decide for yourself which one it should be, but there is a settings option obviously for the edge gestures, where you can select the start the apps from the top or from the bottom. Here in this case it's a calculator, but you can select any app that's on your phone to use with this gesture. There's even more gestures, like for example, as you're able to see here, the different home screens. But what's also interesting is that if you want to change the brightness, you can just select or just touch both sides at the same time and change the display brightness if it's too dark or too not bright enough. For example, outside you don't have to check for the you don't have to check for the app drawer on top and look for the brightness adjustment, but you can do it actually with two fingers like this, which is working quite nicely now that I've shown you that it's actually a one-handed gesture. But let's just leave the brightness like that, and you can turn all of these features on or off, use them yes or no. But what's even better is that we have great cameras on the back and on the front. On the back we have face detection autofocus, so it's the same technology that Samsung has, which means the autofocus is really fast. So if I would bring my hand here, you can see it's sharp. If I bring my hand back, it's not sharp again, and then sharp again, not sharp again. So that's really nice. Autofocus built in with 4K video resolution obviously, and on the front we have also an 8-megapixel camera with also really good quality. And on the back I even forgot to mention that we have optical image stabilization built in this really slim phone, which for example Apple only has in their high-endest smartphone, just the 6S Plus for example right now, and Samsung also has that, for example, in the Samsung Galaxy S7 series, but with the same size and the same display resolution. A little bit bigger battery in Samsung. Here we only have 3000 milliamp. That's maybe the only drawback with the Nubia Z11, that the battery is a little bit small for 5.5 inches with a full HD screen, but the full HD screen probably won't use as much power as the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge with a higher resolution screen. But we have the same kind of camera on both, and then Samsung is sticking out in the back. Actually here it doesn't do that at all, so that's quite a nice feature to have. But I will do definitely a comparison video with the S7 Edge here with the Nubia Z11, so you get a little bit of a feeling which phone you should rather buy, because for $14.99 without a contract, this is really an amazing phone. The Nubia Z11 for $5.99 you will get the black gold edition, which I mentioned is a little bit better, but you actually don't need to get that if you don't want to have the more RAM, because you can easily expand the internal memory also here. My name is Balázs, I'm tuning in from the IFA 2016. This was the Nubia Z11, the black gold edition and regular edition, a really short hands-on. Till next time, please tune in again. My name is Balázs, and see you guys around with a lot more videos here from Berlin.